Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcoming you all to yet another lesson of Books of Prime Entry. Well, I really hope that the sufficient and appropriate practice that we've been having in the last video lessons, you'll be inshallah very soon able to cope up with each and every type of requirement that can be assessed by the examiner in the paper regarding the books of prime entry and any basic level question. I would like to reiterate this thing that whenever the examiner expects a student to come into the examination of accounting, the examiner expects you to be highly proficient in books of prime entry and accounting basics. At least 2 questions out of your 5 structured questions are assessed from these topics. That is why we have tried to give this ample time, allotted this ample time to understand each and every concept behind this topic. Well, without wasting now much of the time, I would like to request you all that in the chat box, you'll be finding a worksheet which is named Practice Questions O3 Accounting 23rd July. That is the date today. And as we all know, the topic is Accounting Basics and the Books of Prime Entry. I'm now going to read out the question, right? which can be visible to you all as well. And we'll be solving that question today here on the board as well. What I'm trying to do is that gather a variety of questions, each and every type of variety that has been assessed in your examinations, in your Cambridge examinations. So remember one thing, all the questions that you all are attempting are basically the exam style questions. So it is better you pay some good focus towards these questions so that you're all convenient enough with their concepts. I'll be starting the question now. Question number 1. The following balances were available from the books of Priya on 1st April 2015. The statement directly says that we are talking about books of Priya. Now, as far as these books are concerned, she has 2 balances of specific head of accounts. One is Putil. Putil has a 3,000 credit balance. Now, what do we mean by this? We owe $3,000 to Putil. Credit है मतलब हमारी liability है. That means we have to pay this money to Putil, right? और obviously pay हमने कब करनी होती है जब हम किसी भी supplier से purchases कर रहे होते हैं. Okay. The following transactions took place in April 2015. These are some bunch of transactions. वो हम देखते हैं अभी क्या है. Let's have a look on the first requirement. It says, complete the following table where the owner's capital is not affected, write no effect. What do we have to do? For these specific 5 transactions, we have to identify the source document, the book of prime entry, and the effect on owner's capital for each of these 5 transactions separately. So let's start the questions and see how will we have to allot these things. Now, as we all know that in order to be very efficient, we must first pass the double entry as our rough work to make the question very easier and simpler so that it is directed towards us. The direction to the solution of the question is in the rough work, that is in the double entry form. So let's pass the double entry. Okay, on April 5th, April 5th is the date, and it says, paid Putil, matlab Priya paid Putil half of the outstanding balance on 1st April by check less 2% cash discount. As we can all see that on 1st of April, the balance on Putil's account was 3,000, right? वो कहता है कि we paid half of it. Half of it इसका कितना होगा $1,500, ठीक है? लेकिन उसके ऊपर हमें 2% cash discount bhi mila. Now, what if we calculate the 2% of 1500? It is $30. All right, that's absolutely fine. Ab iski double entry kya banegi? Let's have a look on it. We paid Putil, so Putil was our liability. So Putil would be debited. Kitne se? 3,000 se. We paid, beg your pardon, the figure is 1,500. We paid through check. That means our bank has been credited with 1,470. Why so? Because we have received a discount. और वो discount कितना था? As we have calculated over here, $30. So on 5th April, the entry would be Putil account debit 1,500 to bank account credit 1,470 to discount received credit 30. I hope it's clear to everyone. Then on April 8th, it says bought goods on credit from Putil $800 less 20% trade discount. Simple as it could be. We bought goods, we got a discount of 20%, that is trade discount, won't be a part of your double entry records. So the sum that is left of the purchases is 640. So actually we bought goods worth 640, purchases account debit 640 to Putil account credit 640. I hope it's clear to everyone. April 19th, a very, very simple transaction. Well, secondly, you can see this transaction might not be very relevant to Putil. Now, this is relevant to the wages. Dekhte hain, what is it? Paid wages in cash, 450. Wages account debit, 450 to cash account credit, $450. April 23rd, returned goods. That means we returned goods. It's return outwards. Return goods, list price $200 purchased on 5th of April. That's fine. The date is April 23rd, right? We return goods to Putil. That means Putil would be debited as our liability has decreased. अब कितनी amount से decrease हुई है? $200 के वो goods थे, but this is your list price. List price must not be quoted whenever we have a space, a little margin for trade discount. इसका मतलब we have to eliminate the element of trade discount in it, और वो बन जाएगा $40. So the leftover figure would be $160. Putil account debit to $160 and return outwards account credit with $160. I hope it is clear to everyone, the transaction on 23rd of April. On April 26th, it says sold a non-current asset at book value $2,000 on credit. A very simple transaction once again. The date again would be April 26th, a different date though. We sold it on credit. हमने एक asset बेचा है लेकिन credit पे बेचा. That means it has arisen a receivable for us. That receivable is worth 2,000 and the non-current asset, NCA. I hope you all know its full form, non-current asset account credit with 2,000. Now, these are the double entries, a rough work for our direction towards the final accomplishment of the question. We now what have to do is that to complete the table has basically 3 columns, starting with source document for every transaction. After that, we need to identify the book of prime entry. Very right, good enough. And lastly, we have to see that what is the effect of that transaction on the owner's capital. So let's just start it. this is how the table is. You can see it on your worksheets. Well, the first transaction was we paid Putil half of the outstanding balance on 1st April. And how did we pay it? We paid it through check. I told you in the previous lessons, whenever we are using a check to make a payment, we prepare a small chit that is attached with the check inside the checkbook. That particular chit is known as check counterfoil. And whenever you are making payments through a check, the source document is check counterfoil, right? Now, as we all know that this transaction has an element of bank in it. And I told you all that whatsoever is the transaction, if it has cash or bank in it, it would be directly recorded in the cash book. It's recorded in the cash book. I hope it's clear to everyone. Well, now what was the double entry for this transaction? I'll solve it over here. The double entry that we passed was Putil account debit 1500 to bank account credit 1470 and discount received credit 30. We need to know the effect on owner's capital. So the capital's variables are assets and the liabilities. The variation of these two elements are going to decide that whether your capital due to this transaction is being increased or is being decreased. Let's see. What is Putil? Putil is a liability. Putil is being debited. That means your liabilities are decreased. और ये कितने से decrease हुई हैं? They are decreased by 1500. All right. Then on the contrary, bank. Bank is an asset. An asset again, it is being credited. That means it is decreased, and it is decreased by 1470. Discount received is neither an asset nor a liability, so it won't be having any impact on the owner's capital. अब यहाँ पर हम देख लेते हैं कि which figure, which element is being decreased more? Well, it is the liabilities. Liabilities are decreasing more as compared to the asset. और वो कितने से ज़्यादा decrease हो रही है? $30 से. Now, the rule says that whenever liabilities decrease, your capital increase. So simply here, your capital would be increased by $30 due to an overall decrease in the liabilities with the figure $30. I hope it's clear to everyone. This is the complete working of this transaction for the owner's capital. I'll be now moving on to my next transaction that was occurred on 8th of April. Let me just write down the transaction over here. The double entry of the transaction. It was purchases account debit 640 to Putil account credit 640. Due to the purchases, we have now an inventory in our records. Inventory is basically an asset, and asset is being increased due to this purchase, right? Putil, on the contrary, is a liability. And as we have bought these goods on credit, your liability has also increased. And both with the same number, with the same figures. Now, let me tell you one thing, that whenever an asset and liability, they increase with the same number, the capital has no effect on its figure. Whenever an asset or liability, it was taught to you all in the previous lesson, they increase with the same number, there is no effect on capital. So for the transaction on 8th of April, there won't be any effect on the capital. And for this particular transaction, the source document would be purchase invoice, as we all know. purchases are being made, and the book of prime entry would be purchase journal. I hope it's clear to everyone. Well, quickly and swiftly moving on towards our third transaction. What does the third transaction say? The third transaction was wages account debit. It's on 19th of April, 450 to cash account credit 450. First of all, let's start with the source document. I told you all that whenever we are paying wages, our source document is wage sheet for our wages. Then it has an element of cash in it. Whenever cash is involved in any transaction, it would be specifically recorded in the cash book. Now, effect on capital. Wages is an expense, so it has no effect on capital. But cash is an asset, and asset is being decreased over here. So ultimately, when assets will decrease, your capital would decrease as well. So here, effect on owner's capital would be a deduction of $450. I hope this effect is clear to everyone as well. Okay, now let's move on to another transaction, the transaction which was held on 23rd of April. The transaction was Putil account debit 160, return outwards. Okay. Return outwards. The transaction is specifically related to the goods that we have returned. Now, whenever a business returns goods, the source document that is particularly used that we send to our supplier who is Putil would be debit note. It would be debit note. We have studied these source documents very comprehensively. I hope you'll all be knowing these, which are being quoted over here in the solution. The book of prime entry is definitely the purchase return or the return outwards journal. Now let's have a look on the return on the effect of capital on capital. Putil is a liability. We have returned goods. That means we have no liability left now. So the liability is decreased. Whereas due to this return outwards, our assets in the form of inventory, because हमने जब goods वापस किए हैं, तो वो inventory भी हमारे record से चली गई है, वो supplier को हमने वापस भेज दी है. So that means your inventory in the form of assets has also decreased. I told you the rule wherever assets and liabilities, they decrease with the same amount, capital won't be having any effect. So the effect on capital would be none. No effect on capital due to this transaction. So finally, moving on towards our last transaction that was held on 26th. This is the working of the transaction that I've solved just right now. I hope it's clear to everyone. 26th of April. The transaction was receivable account debit 2000 to non-current assets account credit with 2000. The transaction that took place on April 26th. Now, the source document for this transaction, we have sold a non-current asset, so obviously we have sold it on credit as it is evident in the transaction. Whenever you're selling anything on credit, your source document would be sales invoice, right? Book of prime entry. Now, अगर तो we had sold goods, अगर हमने goods sale किए होते, तो definitely it would have been recorded in the sales journal, या sales day book. But this is not an ordinary good. the item that we have sold is a non-current asset, and any non-current asset sold on credit is recorded in the general journal.